I'm David Otunga, WWE superstar, lawyer, and actor. I earned my bachelor's degree in psychology from the University of Illinois, and following that, I managed a cognitive neuroscience lab at Columbia University. Now after that, I went to Harvard for law school. And after earning my JD at Harvard, I landed a job at the top law firm in Chicago, Sidley & Austin. And then reality TV came calling. So I starred on VH1's I Love New York 2. So after that, it's like, wow, I have this newfound fame, what should I do? I want to become a professional wrestler.
He's a graduate of the Harvard Law School, David Otunga.
The next step was the WWE. I debuted in 2010 on the new show NXT, and now I'm a star on Raw and SmackDown.
It's all about me, it's all about you. I look at you, I see in no one. You look at me, yeah, you see it so.
I didn't always look like I do today. But growing up as a kid in Elgin, Illinois, I was short, I was chubby, I had thick glasses, and to make things worse, I did pretty well in school. So I got labeled a smart kid. Actually, the smart, chubby kid with the thick glasses. So kids used to make fun of me all the time and call me names like nerd and dork, which actually don't really sound like that bad of insults, but at the time, like, they really affected me. And people used to just push me around, and I would look around and I would see these other kids who weren't getting picked on, and it seemed like everybody was just so athletic and so buff, and I wasn't. It's like, I don't understand what I'm doing wrong or what they're doing right. And I got it in my head, what if I start working out? I can have those muscles too, I just need to start training. Around my freshman year, I decided, all right, I'm gonna start taking the gym seriously, but I didn't know where to start. So my best friend Rob, his older brother, had an old weight set. It was the old plastic coated cement, basically. And so I got a couple of those from him in an easy curl bar, and I just started out doing easy curls every night. I would do sets of 10 sets of 10, that was my thing. And then the next night, I would do push-ups, 10 sets of 10, and then I would slowly increase it. And I did this for maybe 3 or 4 weeks. And I kind of felt better, but I didn't necessarily see a difference. And then I remember one day during the summer, Rob and I were at the mall, and we saw these girls from school, and I knew one of them, she was an upperclassman and happened to be in one of the same classes with me. This girl comes over to me and she's like, hey David, what have you been doing? And she grabbed my arm and she's like, you're starting to get muscles in your arm. I was shocked. Wait, what? She's like, oh, you're starting to get muscles in your arm. It's like, did this girl just compliment me and say that I had muscles in my arm? That was it. All I could think about in my head was, oh my gosh, it's working. It's working and people are seeing my results. And after that, I couldn't even, hang out at the mall. I wanted to go straight home and hit more push-ups and more curls because now I knew it was working. So it motivated me even that much more. And from then on, it was like my thing. I would come home from school every day. Before I did my homework, I would work out. I'd work out for an hour or two and then hit the books every day. It's amazing when I think about it, just that one single compliment led to so much, because after that, working out became my lifestyle. I did this every day through school, in high school. And then when I went to college, I already was in a great routine, so I thought, why mess it up? Let's keep going. And there was a gym right by my dorm. So I would go every day and work out and then study. I carried it all the way through law school. Even when I worked at the firm, I used to take my lunch breaks and go straight to the gym. Come back, eat my chicken breast at my lunch table, and work the rest of the night. And then even now, the crazy thing is, working out has become my life. Like, that's my job. As a WWE wrestler, part of it is working out and having a great physique. And then now I'm doing so many other things in bodybuilding and fitness, and I sit back and I just think, wow, it's so cool that all of this came from me just deciding I wanted to change and I wanted to build some muscles. And then somebody complimented me and let me know that it was working. Being a professional wrestler, I have to be in top physical condition. I mean, what we do in there takes so many years of practice, conditioning, strength, I mean, you name it. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. Basically, I get my butt kicked every night. And in different cities all over the world, I'm getting my butt kicked in front of people. But at the same time, I have to look good doing it, and I know that I need to get my butt kicked again the next night, so I have to be in shape, and my body needs to be able to withstand it. And so because of that, I have to be able to train around injuries and to make sure that I stay injury-free. Now, I don't know how much you guys know what goes into becoming a WWE superstar, but on the average, I have to work out 5 to 7 days a week. Luckily, I'm able to find a gym everywhere we go. Like, that's my first priority. As soon as I land and get off the plane, the first thing I do is go to the gym and work out. Even if I have a match that night, I know that I need to work out, so I'll work out hard, but I'll give myself enough time to rest up before the match. My week starts on Wednesdays. I usually fly home Wednesday morning, and on my way home from the airport, I stop by the gym and I train legs. Now Wednesdays, I'm super tired because I always take the first flight home, but this is my toughest workout, is legs, and I just hammer it. Next day is Thursday. Now this is typically a chest day, and I'll go in and I'm rested and I have a great workout. Now the next day is Friday. Fridays, I usually fly back out on the road to do live events. The first thing I'll do is I'll find a gym. And typically this is gonna be a back day. It's gonna be heavy deadlifts and all kind of rows. Then I'll have the show that night, and then we'll drive to the next city, which now takes us to Saturday. I'll sleep for a few hours, wake up, first thing I do, I find a gym. And now it's gonna be chest, it's gonna be upper chest and shoulders. I'm gonna hammer this out. We're gonna have the show that night, and then I'm gonna drive to the next city, and now it's Sunday morning. I may take Sunday morning off because our shows are earlier, but I'll still try to get in the gym. And this might be something small, even if it's just abs or calves or cardio, but I usually like to get in there and do something. Then we'll have the show Sunday night, and then I'll drive to Raw for Monday. First thing I do, go to the gym. And now my cycle is repeated. So there's no excuses in my book. If I can go, anybody can go. I train pretty much like a bodybuilder. I've always considered myself a bodybuilder at heart. You know, that's how I got into training also, was reading a lot of the bodybuilding magazines. So I'll go in with a specific muscle group I want to work that day. Now, I typically use moderate volume, like 8 to 12 reps, and probably about 5 to 6 working sets per exercise. However, this changes depending on how my body feels that day and whatever injuries I'm working around. Which is another thing, I'm very fluid with my workouts and my plans. Like, I know what I want to do, I know what body part, but the exercises aren't etched in stone. Let's say, for example, I'm gonna do arms, and I go in there and I'm thinking I'm gonna do straight bar curls, but then I look over and they have like a really cool preacher curl bench. I'm like, wow, I like that, okay. Maybe I'll go and I'll hit that. Or maybe they have the arm blaster, which nobody uses, but I love. I'll grab that and I'll just crank out some sets, and I'll get a great pump doing what I felt like doing. If I forced myself to go do the straight bar curls, I wasn't really feeling that hot about that day. So I'm very big on, if something's telling me to do that, I'll go and do it. And I also believe in, when I'm doing an exercise, sometimes I'll do like a lot of sets. Like, I might hit my 6 working sets and still like be really into it. I'm really feeling this today, the mind muscle connection's there. I'll just keep going. I might do 10 sets. A big part of being a professional wrestler is your endurance and your win. You have to have great endurance, great cardiovascular conditioning. However, I don't really enjoy doing cardio, so the best way I do it is in the gym. I shorten my rest periods. I finish a set and I put the weights down just long enough to get a few deep breaths, and then I'm right back at it in the next set. And it keeps your heart rate up the whole time. My rest periods are anywhere between 30 to 60 seconds, so I'm constantly moving in the gym. And one of the things I started doing was wearing a heart rate monitor. So to see what the zone is I want it in, the beats per minute, and I try to keep it there. And so I'll check and I'll see, okay, it's dropping a little bit. I'll do, a set of jumping jacks even, and then start the next set. And I always have to have my music. I cannot train without music. And I have my playlist set up depending on what the workout is. And I have certain songs that are more intense. They build up in intensity by the time I'll get to certain exercises and certain sets. Each workout I go into, I usually have a goal, depending on what it is. And I want to outdo my previous workout. Now, it isn't always more weight. It might be more reps with a certain amount of weight, or it might be getting my heart rate up faster, or getting more quality reps in of a certain exercise. But there's always something that I'm reaching for, because you need some motivation. I look at myself in the mirror a lot. Like I'm always in front of the mirror studying myself, and I see what do I want to work on. Say I want to build more definition in my triceps, I'll go right to the mirror and you just do push downs right in it and just watch it the whole time and look at it and just imagine how I want it to look. And it looks great, just in the mirror and just right there flexing it. And it's like, that's what drives me, is to have the best body I can. And if I see something on my body I want to change, I do it. Maintaining a healthy physique, starts in the gym, but that's only 1 to 2 hours out of your day. It's what you do with the rest of the 22 hours of your day. And a lot of that is gonna be eating. So nutrition is so important. I think nutrition is as important as maybe 70, 80% of, your overall health. I don't view it as ever being on a diet because I'm not. This is my lifestyle. Like I eat healthy, I eat like this 365 days a year. And I mean, I have to, because of my profession, I always have to be in top physical shape, whether I'm on TV or whether I'm at a live event. And if people come up to me in the airport, they know who I am. They see David Otunga, they know they're expecting me to be ripped. And I have to be ripped. I mean, what if they want to see my abs or something like that? I gotta be ready. I can't say, give me a few weeks. And I never know what opportunity is gonna come. When a photo shoot may pop up. So I try to stay ready. I typically eat a high protein diet to help build muscle, all lean meats, low fat and moderate carbohydrates. I usually opt for complex carbohydrates like sweet potatoes, oats, fibrous vegetables and greens. I try to plan my meals around what I have scheduled for that day. So obviously the first thing I'm gonna try to do is work out. So I'll either go on an empty stomach if I have the opportunity to work out first thing in the morning, or if I know it's gonna be later on in the day, I'll usually have oatmeal, which are gonna help fuel my workout later on. Now, immediately after the gym, immediately after my workout, I have a protein shake. And now I strive for about 50 grams of protein, branched chain amino acids, and some fast-acting carbohydrates then too. And then about an hour later, I'll have another meal. It's usually gonna be probably some lean chicken breast or lean fish. I've been eating a lot of tilapia lately with some sweet potatoes. And then about 2.5, 3 hours later, I'll have another meal. And this is a lot of times steak. And also depending on what time it is, I'll alter the carbs. I may have, sweet potatoes or something else, but then if I know it's getting later in the day, it might just be vegetables or a salad. And then the following meal, it's gonna be pretty much the same, but now the carbs are almost completely cut out. So it's just gonna be the lean meat. But I always eat clean throughout the week. And then I'll give myself like a cheat meal. Sometimes it's a cheat day. Because, I'll get home, I have a 3-year-old son, and he wants to have, pizza or hamburgers or ice cream. And so I want to be able to enjoy that with him. And also it helps keep my sanity. Like it's my reward for eating so healthy throughout the week. I can kind of, relax a little. Supplementation is a huge part of nutrition as well. I mean, you try to get all your vitamins and minerals in the solid foods you eat, but it's difficult to do that. So taking supplements will help you supplement that. For example, protein. I need at least 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. So for me, that's about 250 grams of protein each day. If you're on the run, you may not have time to sit down and have a nutritious meal. You may look around and all you see is fast food. But if you have your protein powder there, you can have a quick shake, and that's gonna keep your metabolism going, it's gonna keep your protein intake up, and it's gonna help you build muscle and fight fat at the same time. But then there's also things that you need more of, like branched chain amino acids. I'm, a huge believer in those. And you normally get those through steak, but like I said, there's only so much steak you can eat. But if you get the powdered form, you can mix that right in your protein shake. So easy. And then a multivitamin. I think everybody should take a multivitamin. I just recently started taking it like the past couple years, but I wish I had been doing it before. It makes me feel so much better. And fish oils, that's another one that's great. It's great just for your joints and actually will help you lose body fat as well. If I had to recommend only 3 supplements, I would say number 1, above all, is protein. Whey protein, you need protein. Whey protein, casein protein, doesn't matter, but you need protein. Number 2, I'm gonna say the branched chain amino acids. You need that to go along with the protein to get the full benefit of it. And number 3, this is one I haven't used in a long time, but creatine. Creatine phosphate works, like if you're just looking to get big, creatine actually will help and you'll notice a difference from it. For guys just starting out and getting into the gym, I can't stress how important supplements are. Like, I noticed that when I first started working out, I wasn't taking any supplements or even, taking my nutrition seriously at all, but I was still growing. However, once I realized the value of good nutrition and, supplementation, I just started growing like crazy, and I loved it. One of the biggest things I can stress is do your research. I mean, know what your goal is, know what you're trying to do. Are you trying to build muscle? Are you trying to tone up? Are you trying to lose fat? You're trying to build endurance? Whatever it is, you can do it, but do your research and learn about it. Find out what other people are doing who've been successful at that. Find out what supplements they're taking, but always do your research. That's the best answer I can give anybody. Bodybuilding and fitness and just working out has added so much to my life. It's helped me to reach dreams that I never thought were possible. It helped me to work hard in school, helped me to work hard in work, and even in athletic endeavors and in WWE, but also it's helped me even in acting. Like, I look at it when I get a scene, it's like, okay, this is an exercise, and I'll hit it with different sets and reps going through my lines. And also, since then, I've had appearances on Oprah talking about, my transformation and just following my dreams and everything that I've done. They booked my own appearance on Oprah. I mean, obviously my fiance is Jennifer Hudson, and so I've been on there with her before, but it was a major moment for me when I booked my own appearance to talk about reaching my own dreams. So I encourage all of you out there, reach for your dreams, whatever it is, go after it. If it's, in fitness, if it's transforming your body, go after it, you can do it. And I'm always here if you have questions. You can reach me on my Twitter at David Otunga, DavidOtunga. I love answering questions about fitness and nutrition. You can find me on Facebook, and you can check out my Body Space. And also, you can see me every week on Monday Night Raw on the USA Network, and also on Friday Night SmackDown on Sci-Fi. And if you want to get more David Otunga content, check out Bodybuilding.com.